welcome to another episode of Take the Road's Garage. Today I'm with my Series 3 Alfa Romeo Spider and I'm going to be taking a close look at the air filter in this car, and I'm also going to be giving it a clean with some products kindly sent to me by K&N. So let's take a closer look. Just before I show you the filter, just to let you all know, I have a Patreon page, and basically Patreon is a patronage type website which allows you to support artists online, and I've set one up for Take the Road to help raise some funds to help cover the costs of making these films, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort and a lot of equipment to make all these films for Take the Road and for my YouTube channel. So yeah, if you guys want to help me make more of these films, help cover some of my costs, you can head on over to the Patreon page and sign up and become a patron of Take the Road. Now you don't have to donate much at all. It could be $1 or £1 or £5 or $5. It's entirely up to you. But if you would love to support me, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, if you could spare a little bit of change for me and Take the Road, head on over to my Patreon website. Thank you. Now the filter in my Alfa is actually a Colombo Tecni Filter. Now Colombo are an Italian company that was founded in 1953 and they're based in Como in Italy, and they still exist. They still make filters for cars, and I've actually pinged them off an email to see if I can find out a bit more information about this particular box, because I'd like to know a bit more about it, its design and how it operates. But just to give you an idea of how this box works, the front cover comes off and that reveals the inside of the airbox. You've got two strips which contain metal gauze, which are the Colombo air filters themselves. As you can see, they're a little bit damaged and they're a little bit grotty as well. There's a huge amount of gunk and crud. And if you take another look as well at the actual casing of the airbox, you'll see that it's been hacked about a bit by a previous owner. I want to try and get that fixed at some point and make it look a bit tighter because it's a bit scruffy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these two strips with the K&N Recharger Air Filter Cleaning Kit that I've been sent by K&N. Since I've had a closer look at these filter strips in the Alfa, they are very, very dirty, and I think this would be a good test for the K&N kit. Obviously the K&N kit is specifically for their own filter, but I think this could be a good test just to see how it performs on another filter. So let's get cracking and see how clean I can get these two filters. So the instructions for the air filter cleaner from K&N is to apply the spray onto both sides of the filter. So I'm just going to give the solution a shake, make sure it's all mixed nicely. And I'm going to spray in this tub here. Now I'm wearing these gloves because they do recommend that you wear gloves because this stuff is obviously full of chemicals and yeah, not nice stuff, so I don't want to be getting any of it on my hands or in my eyes for that matter. So I'm just going to spray the solution onto the gauze, make sure it works its way in. I'm going to do exactly the same to the other one, and then I will leave it for 10 minutes to soak, and then we can start the rinsing. Alright, the 10 minutes are up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some cold water to rinse through the filter. Now I don't have main supply water into my garage here, so I'm just going to use a large bottle just to wash it out. Now the instructions say you should wash from the clean side, and so obviously this is all gunky here, so I'll wash from the other side. And let's see how much crud comes out. They also recommend using cold water as well. So that's that bottle empty. You can see there's still quite a bit of dirt there, and they do actually say in the instructions that you might need to repeat the steps more than once in order to dislodge all the grime built up in the filters themselves. So I've got another bottle here. Basically I'm just going to keep pouring until all the dirt is gone. So I finished rinsing the filters, and I'm very pleased to say that they're looking a lot cleaner than they were before I started. The gunk is gone, and the gauze is a lot more see-through as well, and I'll actually do a test with you in a second. I'll just put it up to a light and you can actually see the light coming through. And before that I couldn't see anything because there's so much crud in the gauze. So basically what I did was I just kept rinsing and rinsing and rinsing with cold water, and as you can see there's a lot of gunk, a lot of yucky, filthy, dirty water in the wash basin here, and you can see it took quite a bit of water to clean them. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how they came out. So what I need to do now is leave these to dry naturally, which will take a good few hours. Then I'll come back and I will apply the air filter oil. So the filters are now dry. It took about 3 hours for them to dry, and the weather here is actually quite mild today, so it didn't take as long as I thought. I have checked to make sure that there is no water. I've given them a shake and bounced them around with that and shook them just to make sure that there is no water inside, because the last thing you want is for water and oil to mix and then for that to be sucked into the air filter itself. And while I was waiting as well for the filters to dry, I gave the outer box a bit of a degrease, so it's looking a little bit tidier. Obviously it's got lots of dings and scratches and the paint is chipping. Long term I want to get this restored and back to how it originally looked. Now moving on to air filter oil itself, K&N recommend you apply the oil to the pleats in the filter. Now obviously these filters don't have pleats because it's gauze with more mesh and gauze inside. So what I'm going to do basically is just apply the oil, squirt it out and just apply it liberally and evenly as I can into the mesh to make sure I've got a decent covering. So I'm going to keep doing this to this filter, then I'll repeat the same with the other one. So that's the oiling all done. K&N recommend allowing the oil to wick for about 20 minutes. Obviously with the K&N base filters and the paper elements, etc., the wicking is going to be slightly different to these gauzes here, I assume. But yeah, I'm going to leave it 20 minutes, then I will assemble everything and put it back in the car. And that's it, all done. And there we have the test of the K&N Filter Cleaner. How did I think it performed? Well, overall I think it did pretty well. I mean, you can see that the filters, the gauzes were very, very filthy, they were gunky. Clearly they hadn't been cleaned in a long time, which is a bit of a concern. But overall I think the cleaner performed well. Now I don't have a hose in here, so I couldn't have relatively high pressure water running through. I mean, the instructions say you're not supposed to use high pressure, low pressure, cold water. So I had to use bottled water just to pour it through. And I did as well have to use the spray to remove the stubborn dirt. But I think given how long those gauzes probably have sat with dirt in them, God knows it could be a couple of years, I think using a spray gun just to loosen up the rough dirt and the stuck in dirt is a good idea. So you know, I kept pouring through with water, and the solution eventually came out clear, which was good. So yeah, I think the solution performed well. Now obviously the oil is intended for K&N filters and for their paper elements. This is obviously Colombo, so I don't know if Colombo make their own oils. From what I can tell, they don't. So I think it should work, and I feel a lot happier now that I have the filter clean and I have an oil applied to it. So, you know, it'll be a lot better for the car and a lot better for the engine as well. So that's it for Take the Road's Garage. Next episode I'm going to be taking a closer look at the wipers, because the wipers in this car are very, very slow and I need to find out why. So take care guys, see you in the next episode, adios.